Academic session 2016-17 is an important one for our institution. It marks a number of important milestones. Earlier this year, we celebrated the fact that Paisley College of Technology offered its first BSc degrees in 1966-67. That year saw another important first for the institution. The Board of Governors of Paisley College of Technology at the time set up the first Department of Social Studies. That was the forerunner of what then became the School of Social Sciences into the new School of Media, Culture and Society, bringing together what was the School of Creative and Cultural Industries.
Originally there were three of us, an accountant and two people with engineering backgrounds, myself and Bill Elder. And when we switched over, the main thing that we did was to provide a sort of supplementary course to engineers and scientists. It was called General Studies. And General Studies was wide open for interpretation. There wasn't a general view. There were some who embraced it enthusiastically. I think that they had come, some of them, from a sort of Glasgow tradition of having sort of mixed degrees. But there were others who were very resistant to it. Of course, Harry Sheldon, who became my boss, he did very well in building up the department, and then with very much good support from the principal, going on to make the social departments quite strong inside the university.
I was at the beginning of the actual beginning of the university, in the sense that it had attempted to start a course, social work course, before, but it actually did start one, but it nearly didn't. The person who'd applied for the job decided they didn't want it just about a fortnight before the course was due to start, and the students were all prepared to be interviewed for the course. So it really was, from the students' point of view, quite alarming, the whole thing.
Probably the highlight for me every year was graduation. I used to love going to graduations, and of course, you know, they used to rent gowns for staff as a kind of inducement, encouragement to get them to go to graduation. Because I had an American degree, they never knew what gown to get me. So every year it was a surprise, but that wasn't the big thing. The big thing really was we got to sit up on the stage, and I could see all the graduates' faces as they, you know how you bow your head and they bop you on the head and they give you your parchment, etc., etc. I could see the excitement. I could see the kind of joy, and it was just infectious. I just loved that.
When I came here, I found a quite vibrant and impressive department that had been built up by Harry Sheldon. It had very close links with Strathclyde Regional Council, the biggest council in Scotland, and had developed degree courses in social work, in community health, and in alcohol studies. A lot of very interesting work going on of applied character, and also some very good research in the areas of history and politics and sociology. So it was an impressive place to come into. We developed it, I think, in my time, to make it a more integrated department. The Alcohol Research, Alcohol Studies Centre, that was set up by Harry Sheldon. It was pioneering, and it was carried forward obviously in the new school, and it continues to this day with postgraduate training. It was unique in Scotland when it was set up. It had one or two rivals along the way by the 1990s, but it was, I think, a very major part of the work in developing applied social studies. It linked obviously up with social work and addressed acute social needs. In 1983, I think it was, when the Scottish Minister for Education one Sunday morning chose to come on television and announce he was going to close down politics and sociology at at what was then Paisley College, because he didn't think such subjects belonged in that sector. And so we had a year and a half's campaign to try and ensure that it did continue. And ultimately we succeeded, but it was a very big campaign with the support of the Scottish Trade Union Congress, the local council, and of course of the university itself. And I should pay tribute to Principal Howie, who spent a lot of time working to try and win round various people in various places. And ultimately, after demonstrations through the streets of Paisley and surrounding the Scottish office, with the Students' Union turning out, and a number of other quite demonstrative actions, and a very, very supportive campaign from the Scottish Trade Union Congress and the relevant trade union, which was EIS at that time, we did manage to persuade, once the old minister had gone in rather strange circumstances, he managed to mishandle some property dealings, I understand, and that got into the press. We had a new minister to deal with, and he was happy to allow politics and sociology and philosophy to go forward as long as we changed the names and integrated the two departments that had emerged, which was applied social studies and politics and sociology, into one, and create a new department.
Yeah, well, the thing was that although the actual merger took place with Bell College in 2007, I think, around about that kind of time, there had been discussions going on prior to that, which had kind of stalled. So when the actual merger then was kind of reinstituted, we were all kind of half prepared for it anyway. We had done quite a bit of preparatory work. I think I had been over there and met some of the staff previously. So we weren't coming to it entirely new as staff. Clearly, one of the things about a merger, I think some of the anxieties they had was that it wasn't a merger, it was a takeover. And one of our tasks, primary tasks, was to try and reassure the staff there that this was a proper merger, and that there were going to be opportunities both in terms of courses and for the staff themselves in terms of being part of a larger institution, and also for what was then Paisley.
As we moved towards the merger with and the creation of the new school, it was clear that there were major opportunities for social sciences to link up with a lot of the work in the creative and cultural portfolios and a lot of the research and the staff working in those areas in order to create new synergies and develop new opportunities for collaborations. The sheer span of the social sciences disciplines which existed in this school. It was a school of social sciences. I was coming from a department of social sciences, but the department of social sciences that I was coming from was typical in the sense that it had a fairly narrow focus. Here, a very, very broad range of disciplines: psychology, sociology, social work, social policy, criminology, health policy, to name but a few. This was a very, very wide-ranging, a wide base of social sciences, and that was very exciting to come into and work with. And there were so many opportunities that flowed from having so many of the sub-disciplines of the social sciences coexisting in one place. And as a politics person myself, coming in to work with politics within that context was incredibly challenging and interesting.
I was very fortunate this year to chair the policy forum run by the Oxfam Partnership, and I think that's been a fantastic development for the university and very much driven from the School of Social Sciences, and understandably we're very proud of that partnership. But what I think is really important is the potential it offers for very much a multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary approach, so that our colleagues right across the school can engage with this and really start to make a difference locally and globally. And so for me, in terms of social sciences, this partnership has been very important. And I suppose it reflects to our wider achievements as a school and university around applied learning, connecting with different agencies, different industries, and very much taking our knowledge and expertise out to do good.
I mean, personally, I've really enjoyed looking into the history of social sciences here, because actually I'm an alumnus of the university. So I studied applied social studies here well, I started, it was the Paisley College of Technology in 1986, and I graduated in 1990. So I knew about that particular period of the school's history from the perspective of a student. And actually, it was one of the main reasons that I applied for the position of Dean. I'm constantly proud of our institution. I'm proud in the way that our staff apply themselves. I'm proud of our students' achievements. I'm proud that we offer a learning experience here that's now difficult to replicate elsewhere. I have a very committed staff, faculty to draw on. The range of expertise that we have in our school is remarkable. We draw on about 12 different disciplines, and we have expertise in those 12 different disciplines, ranging from the social sciences of psychology, sociology, careers guidance, etc., right through to our filmmaking, to broadcast production, to journalism. And that's the exciting thing for our school. It's maintaining the expertise, it's maintaining those strong identities with disciplines, but also looking for that shared space, looking for that space where one discipline can inform the reflections of another discipline. We want our students to come to us and we will help to support them to create societal and cultural change. And we want them to leave us better global citizens, more informed about the world in which they're going to operate in when they leave us post-graduation.